Joining me today is Per Bauer. Per is the Director of Solutions for HelpSystems and has responsibility for an international portfolio of customers. Welcome, Per.
Thank you very much.
Before we get started, I was really hoping you would tell me a little bit more about your work with HelpSystems.
Yeah, of course. So as you said, my name is Per Bauer. I'm based in Gothenburg, Sweden. I've been working with this solution for a bit more than 10 years now. I'm director of our solution services and regarding the vital capacity management solution for HelpSystems. I originally worked for a company called TeamQuest and I've been with that company for 10 plus years. We were acquired by HelpSystems some 2 years ago, and we still offer a solution similar to what we did before, but in that 2 years that has passed, we've sort of refactored our solution, we rebranded it, and we're now providing it as vital capacity management, which is a soup to nuts solution for capacity management. And we've moved over from having a solution that consisted of multiple different components over to a single product called vital capacity management.
Great. And you're presenting a session called Managing Container Workloads at the 2019 Impact Conference. Can you tell me a little bit more about that session?
Yeah, of course. So we're going to sort of try to cover all the different aspects of managing container-based workloads from a performance and capacity perspective. It is quite different. Granted that containers can be seen as just another layer in your technology stack, but it's also associated with a lot of other new things that is new or changes. It's normally associated with a new software stack. So the architectures will be something like a cloud native application that you would run on those containers, and that means that you have to do things quite differently. The application is split into microservices, and new instances of those microservices are provisioned on demand, etc., etc. So all of this means that you need to do more than just instrument the containers to manage them. You need to also understand the context of how they're being used. The metadata that describes that context needs to be part of your management philosophy as well. You will also see a number of components and moving parts. The number of components increase radically because there's more. Split things into smaller pieces, and there's much more going on. So the framework that you use for managing them needs to be much more extensible, and it needs to be much more scalable to manage that. So it's quite a big difference, actually. It's not just adding another layer to your technology stack.
So you're really implying it is more than just a technology shift. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Putting applications into containers or splitting it up into containers also implies that the organization has gone through some sort of shift where the software is managed in a completely different way. You refactor your software and you're putting container-based workloads into production. That's sort of associated with transforming the way that you operate your IT as well. So you're sort of moving from a traditional plan, build, run setup, at least that's in some part of your operation, over to starting working in more independent product teams that allows you to adopt, more agile and DevOps-oriented processes. And those teams that will then, manage those products, they are not the experts anymore, or they're not experts in capacity management. So we as experts, we need to provide them with decision supporting material and tools that they can actually use without being experts. So we need to up our game in terms of how easy our solutions are to use and how easy they are to consume, and to what extent our advice actually are meaningful to people outside the narrow group of experts in capacity management. So I think the whole way we need to provide our service is somewhat different. We need to provide self-service to a much larger extent in those kind of environments.
Well, great. And apart from that, what other industry trends do you expect to learn more about at the Impact Conference?
I'm sure there's a ton of those. I mean, containers is obviously one of those. The other one that I'm really interested in, and where we've seen a lot of changes over the last, say, 3 to 4 years, is how organizations manage their hybrid IT. So IT that includes both traditional on-prem with all the different flavors of that, together with public cloud services or private cloud services, but to a large extent, public cloud services. So how do you manage that? How do you federate those two views? How do you control and optimize applications that runs across those different technologies, etc.? So a lot of, now I think the time is ready for actually hearing what a lot of organizations, their experiences from doing this, because they've been doing this for a couple of years now. It's no longer just a theory, but it's actually practice that a lot of companies have in place. So hearing about experiences and understanding what has worked, what hasn't worked in that space will be really valuable to me, at least.
What else do you expect to get out of your visit to Impact?
Well, simple answer. I expect to learn a lot from other people. I mean, this is an excellent opportunity to meet with peers and the true experts in this space, and to exchange experiences with those guys.
Well, Per, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much.